mass grave.
We are at the area where the main part of those who fled through the woods started to escape in that direction. For each site which was discovered in the course of this exhumation, every single of them started like this. First collect intelligence, then find the location, then dig a hole to check if there is a presence of multiple remains, multiple meaning mass grave, and then sparkle some exhumation process, which then is completed by experts.
Today, the hours of digging produce no evidence beyond a piece of wire, which may have been used to bind the prisoner's wrists. But Jean-René Ruiz is confident that there is a mass grave here.
If we are unsuccessful with such methods, we'll bring in heavy equipment at a later stage. The level of proof has not to be different than a crime committed in Paris or in New York. The accusations are so heavy at the end of such an investigation that you cannot play with the evidence. You have more and more flesh at the moment it's going down in the grave, and more and more flesh on them.
They're much easier to deal with when they're skeletons, because they become very difficult, and a huge amount of crushing effect, crushing artifact, because one body piled on top of the other.
Police people are more used to some situations, but the fact is that no one is prepared to be confronted to such a massive scale atrocity. It's part of the things that everyone thought were pictures in black and white. No one expected to see them back in color and having to work on them.
Since the first exhumations in 1996, Jean-René Ruiz and his team have been amassing their evidence. Their task has been greatly complicated by the fact that the Serbs reburied many bodies in secondary graves to try and avoid detection. Now, investigations are focused on completing the evidence for the trial of one of General Mladic's most senior officers during the fall of Srebrenica, General Radislav Krstić.
Indictment. The prosecutor of the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia charges Radislav Krstić with genocide, crimes against humanity, and violations of the laws or customs of war.
General Krstić was detained by S4 troops in December 1998 and has been held in The Hague awaiting trial since then. He is the highest-ranking officer to face trial for the Srebrenica massacre. General Mladic has been indicted but not yet arrested.
Between 12 July 1995 and 15 July, Radislav Krstić, VRS, participated in numerous opportunistic killings of Radislav Krstić, using automatic weapons and hand grenades, summarily executed approximately 500 summarily executed them, and used heavy equipment to bury the victims in mass graves and covered them with dirt. Or killed most of the members of the Bosnian Muslim population of the Srebrenica enclave. Do you plead guilty or not guilty?
I plead not guilty.
July 10th, 1999. 4 years ago today, Srebrenica was on the verge of a nightmare. Tonight, a young man is getting ready to join the Bosnian Serb army. For him, as for every Serb, it's one of the most important moments of his life, a time for congratulation and celebration. The farewell party is being held in Bratunac, a few minutes from Srebrenica, in the hotel dining room where General Mladic delivered his ultimatums to the Dutch and the refugees. In the days marking the 4th anniversary of the Srebrenica massacre, this was just one of a series of events which laid bare the divisions still separating people here. July 12, 1999, an important Serb holy day, is now an occasion for mourning the victims of the war. For Serbs here, it stirs bitter memories of Muslim raids on the villages around Srebrenica, led by Nasa Oric. July 13, 1999. At the former Dutch base in Potocari, Muslim women and surviving men join in a prayer for the dead.
Allahu Akbar.
In Srebrenica, on the anniversary of the massacre, they're celebrating the Serb Holy Day and the moment when General Mladic declared the liberation of Serbian Srebrenica. These days, Nasa Oric is a successful businessman in Tuzla and a fitness fanatic. He still longs to return to Srebrenica, but he's well aware that he continues to inspire hatred amongst the Serbs.
Činjenica je da sam ja bio jedan u Srebrenici od glavnog komandujući. Ako treba da ja odgovaram, ja ću odgovarati. Ali moramo prvo izvagati vrijeme, prostor i situaciju u kojoj smo živjeli i ono što su Srbi uradili nama, što smo mi njima. Pa ako treba nasred odgovara, budem, ja sam tu, ja ne bježim od odgovaranja, ne bježim od suda, ne bježim od Haga, nigdje. Samo trebate me pozvati, nikakav problem nije.
At the tidy headquarters of the International War Crimes Tribunal in The Hague, the work piles up with the bodies. Bosnia, Rwanda, Kosovo, the roll call of enormities seems never ending. A world reluctant to send its troops to intervene in genocide now looks to this place to offer justice. But most indicted war criminals remain free, and the handful of those in custody take years to come to trial. For the desperate widows of Srebrenica, who are still waiting to bury their dead, justice seems painfully remote.
Well, yes, they have every reason to be impatient, and I have a lot of respect for their appetite for a much more expeditious answer. They need answers, they need closure, and I'm very respectful of that. Now, having said that, it takes a lot longer to tell the story of the perpetration of these offenses than to actually commit these offenses. We have, I think, an obligation as